All I want to do is zoom, zoom, zoom in the Boom Boom Room. Hey kids, this is Boom Boom here for another edition of the Boom Boom Room. I'm Boom Boom. This is my room. We're going to talk a little bit of wrestling. Particularly, we're going to talk a little bit of NXT here. Going to do a little bit of an NXT review here from Full Sail University, the show that aired on the 20th of November in the year of our Lord 2014 AD. Well, I'm set up, ready to go. I've got the results right here in front of me. I got my glass of water. Hang on, real quick, got a special guest appearance. Got She here. She's in my lap. She wants to just hang out, so she's going to hang out with us here for the show today. Now, looking at NXT last night, I was actually going to give it a tie, but after I slept on it and thought about it a little bit, I'm actually going to give it a win. This show is, it came off of a hell of a good show last week. And this show was mainly, dude, my camera's fucking up here. But anyway, this show was mainly just to, it kind of let the fans kind of catch their breath from last week's main event of Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville for the NXT title. And plus, now they're going to start the build to the rematch. They're going to have TakeOver coming up on December 11th. So just actually about, 2-3 weeks from now, roughly, we're going to have another big event. And so looking at it, I'm going to give it a win. So let me know what you thought about it, win, loss, or tie. Please put it down there in the comment sections, and let's just start off here. Now, this started off with Bayley versus Becky Lynch. Of course, this ongoing saga here, I would not be surprised if this winds up in a tag team match for TakeOver. Bayley got some new entry music. Of course, this feud started between her when Becky Lynch turned on her in a tag team match, now siding with Sasha Banks, who accompanied Becky to ringside. Bayley, I really like her character. She has really, really won me over. When she first started out, it was just okay. She's like this goofy kid, but now, she's just kind of like this girl next door. I think she's very sweet. Pretty good wrestler. I mean, she's really earned it. And plus the match she had with Charlotte about a month or so ago. What can I say? No, actually, no, this is September, excuse me. I think that's the best match she's had to date. And, I mean, that solidified it for me. I already liked her to begin with, but that just really sealed it. Now, apparently there's this 2-on-1 feud here of Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Bayley standing up to them. Becky Lynch got the win. Sasha Banks provided a distraction that only lasted for a second, but just long enough for Lynch to get hook the schoolgirl on her, grab a hold of some tights, and got the win. Then Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch weren't done. They were taunting and teasing. Looked like they were ready to jump on Bayley when Charlotte came in there and ran everybody off. It was good for what it was. It was a decent match, but I think, again, the whole theme of this show was to kind of set things up, kind of catch the fallout from the last show, and do the build up going into TakeOver, kind of establishing characters, trying to get. It's great. I think it was great storytelling, to be honest. But meanwhile, they cut to a little segment right after that. They had Charlotte in the locker room with Bayley, and then told her, look, I'm not going to be here next week. You need to stay away. You need to stay away from Sasha. I can't, save you. I can't defend you. Just stay away from her. Bayley said okay and gave her a hug. Because that's her character. I mean, that's great. No, it's great. I think Charlotte is absolutely a phenomenal champion. In a way, I kind of don't want anybody to get called up, especially when it comes to the women's division. I don't want any of them being called up, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, and, they're not good enough, or, no, they won't hang. No, I mean that in the best way possible. It's, if I want to watch good women's wrestling, at least here in the United States, I think NXT has got it hands down. They've got some great women with some great movesets that have matches that last longer than 2 minutes. They actually have relatable characters. They're not just all generic, carbon copies of each other. No, they've got their own personalities, their own quirks, their own flaws, their own strengths. It's absolutely amazing. So enjoyed the first match. I think it's a good setup here, and I'm hoping they're building towards a tag match with Bayley and Charlotte to take on Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Maybe there could be a heel turn in this somewhere. I doubt it, but no, that's what I hope they're building towards. Next is the Vaudevillains came out, and this is another tag team that I like. It's something different. It's something a little unique. You know, these old school villains, and I do mean old school in the oldest terms of the words here. I mean, you're talking about turn of the 20th century kind of villains, old school. You know, they went out and said that they're gentlemen, and then they challenged the Lucha Dragons. Well, they had a couple of, to be politically incorrect, a couple of midgets in masks come out. They picked them up, toyed them around with them, threw them around, and eventually got the win. This was really to kind of say that, okay, the Vaudevillains are now the #1 contenders. Don't forget about these guys. They're trying to build them up as big competition towards the Lucha Dragons. That, you know, hey, we're here. We got our, you know, you're locked. You know, we got you in our sights. We're coming after you. We're going to take those tag team titles and just use this as a way to get their attention, to mock them. I'm interested to see how the Lucha Dragons will respond next week. But this match, I mean, it really wasn't a match. I mean, it was like 90 seconds, but it was good for what it was. And it's actually good to see some people caring about some titles. They care about the tag team champions, that they're not just props. They're not, you know, Lucha Dragons aren't turning around and jobbing to Adrian Neville. And plus, you've got these guys that mean something. They said, you know, that it actually means something to the fact that these guys want to go after this title. So, I mean, while it wasn't great, it wasn't perfect, I think it was good for what it was. It was a way to remind everybody that, okay, Lucha Dragons are the tag team champions. The Vaudevillains are the opponents. They're coming for them. Now we're going to be really big bad guys by picking on little people. And we're going to, you know, saying that, hey, you're next, trying to build them up as credible threats. So I think all in all, everything they wanted to have accomplished was accomplished with that. Next was Baron Corbin versus Elias Sampson. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Baron Corbin, I kind of like how they're presenting this guy. He's just this big guy who comes out there and wins. I mean, it's nothing new, you know, someone who just goes out there and wins in record time. That's nothing new, but I think they're doing a pretty good job of it. Now the crowd, I think the crowd is kind of what makes Baron Corbin's push work so much, is because the fans know that he's going to go in there and he's going to win a squash match in, you know, quick time. So as soon as the bell rings, they start counting on their own. And Corbin got a boot, hit the end of days, and got the win in, let me check, 22 seconds. So the crowd went to 22 seconds. And then on the way out, Bull Dempsey's music starts playing. I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute, is this going to be like a stare down? No. Apparently they got straight to the next match. I think they're building up towards something here. Bull Dempsey goes into the ring, and somehow Steve Cutler snuck into the ring. And then the crowd starts counting as well, because they know that this is going to be a short match. Once they got past 22, they started booing Bull Dempsey. They started chanting Baron's better. Of course, Bull Dempsey wins with that top rope headbutt. I think they're building up towards a collision course to see these two. Now, it kind of scares me here with these, to put these two in a match. Yeah, it makes sense to put these two in a match, Corbin and Dempsey, because, you know, it's big men, it's tough guys, you know, who just go in there, they squash their opponent, and then they leave. Well, if they're building towards, you know, who's the bigger, who's the better bully, who win in record time, I think you're kind of setting yourself up for disaster. And let me tell you why. When your gimmick is you're winning these matches rather quickly, how are you going to handle in these longer matches? I know right now is gauged by the last match that they had on September 11th, Bull Dempsey, when he took on Mojo Rawley. Bull Dempsey's not capable of carrying a very, very long match. All his matches are kept short for a reason, and that's no disrespect to Bull Dempsey, that he's in NXT. That's what he's learning. That's why he's there. He's learning how to do a longer match. And I applaud at least, the idea of putting him in, try to put him in a situation where he has to wrestle a little bit longer, kind of put his feet to the fire, see how he reacts. But it's either he's gonna have to deliver, or this match is gonna be a complete total dud. It'll be like when let's see, when Scott Steiner took on Triple H. I think this was back around circa '03. This is back when, of course, when Scott Steiner first debuted, he was like the new shiny toy. And then they had him go out there and wrestle Triple H in an 18-minute match, and it looked like after about 15 minutes, or actually after about 3 minutes, Scott Steiner had gone through his entire moveset, was completely tired, and Triple H had to carry the rest of it. I'm worried about something like that happening. Not saying it is, but I think something like that can happen. But Corbin, Bull Dempsey on a collision course. I like where it's going. Let's just see how this is going to play out, and to see how long this match actually goes. How much time do they actually give them? Right now, I mean, both of these guys are winning their matches in about 60 seconds and under. So technically, anything over 60 seconds would be an extension for them. So let's just see how it goes. Next year, we had C.J. Parker and Tyson Kidd. Apparently, who the fuck was the face in this one, I don't know. This match was the only served the purpose to kind of give Tyson Kidd his balls back a little bit. Of course, him and what's his name? Shit, the guy from South Africa does the flippy flips and the loop de loos. Shit, not Tyson Kidd and you know who I'm talking about. What the fuck? He was with the Nexus, not Gabriel. It'll come to me in a minute. But anyway, they suffered a loss at the hands of Hitomi Ito and Finn Balor. So Tyson Kidd goes in there. He starts wrestling. C.J. Parker, of course, the eco-friendly, warrior kind of gimmick. He got in some more offense than what I would imagine, but ultimately he fell victim to the sharpshooter. And then post-match, Tyson Kidd, he was demanding a match one-on-one with Finn Balor. And there's like, that was the purpose. That was the purpose. The purpose was to, get back Justin Gabriel. That's who it was. Okay, thank you. God damn it. My fucking brain's not working today. Anyway, the whole purpose of this was, one, to get, Tyson Kidd a win. He, after he loses, he's mad. He's going to make a challenge to Finn Balor, to the new guy. And, I think I would like to see that, or at least a return match between Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel versus Hitomi Kenta and Prince Devitt. So I just made, Dave Kokotas happy there. And that's really all it was to kind of get some heat back on Tyson Kidd, make him look like a threat, show that he's angry, and it's like, okay, you surprised me, now you're going to have to take me on one-on-one. And poor C.J. Parker, who the hell is he pissed off? I mean, they repackaged him. He comes back with this whole hippie gimmick. Then they turn him heel. He does this whole, Earth Liberation Front gimmick. And God bless him, he has just not had any success, any momentum. I just don't know if he's just reliable enough to where they're constantly choosing him to job, or he pissed somebody off, or things aren't going well, or he's the only can trust to carry on a good match. But either way around, he just keeps looking bad. I think they probably need to give him maybe like the Ryback treatment, where they take him off TV for a while and they bring him back. Or just repackage him all together. I just don't think things are working out with him right now. And I don't think he's a bad kid. I don't think he's a bad wrestler. Things aren't working out. And I'd like to see everybody be successful, especially at NXT, because trust me, your dreams are going to get crushed soon enough once you go up to the main roster at Raw. Oh, yeah, that's totally coming. Just look at Bo Dallas, look at Adam Rose. Look at all those guys. Yeah, your dreams are going to get crushed soon enough. But while you're in NXT, I'd like to at least see you be successful. So I'd like to see something different from C.J. Parker, repackaging, take him off TV, rebuild him, rebrand him, just do something different with him, just so he doesn't look like a complete total fuck mook every time he goes out. Tyson Kidd, I think I don't know if I would call him the lead heel. I'm debating whether or not him or Tyler Breeze is the lead heel on NXT. But I like Tyson Kidd. He's doing his best work, at least in the WWE, since he's been jumped on to NXT. They've done a great job tweaking him just enough to make him a great heel. But for the purpose of this, yeah, let's just say that Tyson Kidd's the lead heel. He's the veteran. He's the go-to guy. So, match itself, it served a purpose only to get heat back on Tyson Kidd. Next, we had a tag team match. We had Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy with Carmella. They teamed up to take on the tandem of Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Not really much to this. I think this was more trying to present Enzo and Big Cass as a legit tag team, as a solid tag team, and for them to come out there and do their shtick, because I think their whole shtick was longer than the actual match. I think the match itself was like 90 seconds long. And then, of course, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder go in there. They wind up doing the JOB. But then you had the Ascension, that's Dave's favorite tag team, goes out there and just destroys I thought, okay, that doesn't make sense. Why are they destroying Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy? But then after they get done beating both of them up, they go in there and they attack Dawson and Dash Wilder, saying that, they're not done. They're vowing to get revenge on Finn Balor and Hideo Itami. Apparently Finn Balor and Hideo Itami, they're very popular now. They're popular with about 4 people right now, and half of them happens to be the Ascension. I'm interested. I think this is not going to end well, because I think the next match coming up between Finn Balor and Tyson Kidd, I'm almost certain that the Ascension is going to try to come back and get some retribution during that match. So look for, I don't know, I would actually like to see Justin Gabriel get in there with it and just make it a 3-way match for the next pay-per-view or special event, whatever you want to call it. So that's at least that was it as far as wrestling. Now this ended. Now normally Dave and I would criticize something like this because believe me, we hate it when shows end on talking. We hate it when shows end on contract signings. We can't stand it. But this Sami Zayn came out to address the NXT universe. And if you didn't see this, I would recommend if you're kind of familiar with this feud and you haven't seen it, I would recommend checking this out. He went out there and just said he wanted to get some stuff off his chest. He said, he felt like, he had to prove his critics wrong, that he couldn't win the big one, and he couldn't understand why he didn't win, and then he had to watch, he watched the footage from last week, and he gets it. And then he told that, and he invited Neville out there, and Neville told him, like, look, you can have a rematch anytime you want. And it's like, keep your chin up. I mean, there's not. And then fucking Sami Zayn just fucking went ballistic and said, you know what, don't tell me what I need to prove. The proof is in the pudding, and that's on your shoulder. And if I can't win that, I don't need to be here. And then he said that, you know what, I'll put it in the contract, give me another chance. And if I can't beat you, I'll leave NXT. To which Neville replied that goes, hey, you can have it anytime you want, but no, don't put your career on the line. You're a great wrestler, and I don't want to be responsible for ending your career. Oh, notice the dig there. But Regal came out and made the match official for December 11th at NXT TakeOver. And Zayn said, regardless if it's in the contract or not, he says if he doesn't win, he will leave NXT. He will retire. I was like, damn, that's selling some drama there. I mean, this is the complete anti-Raw. This is like, stuff is done to get people over. Stuff is to get people back in tax. It's done. It serves a purpose. They're teasing ahead. They're always, pushing towards the future. Oh, and I can't. Oh, wait a minute. I got to mention this, otherwise people are going to tear my head off. Yes, I did see the promo that had Kevin Steen. They didn't say his name. All they said was just 12, 11, 14, obviously teasing Kevin Steen. I guess he's going to be known as Kevin Owens, making his debut. So, yes, I did see that. And am I looking forward to it? Yes, I want to see how they're going to package him, how they're going to present him, what his style is going to be, how they're going to deal with them. So, yes, I'm actually looking forward to that. But overall, looking at this episode of NXT, I think it was a solid episode. They're actually building this road to TakeOver in December, which I'm I'm anticipating it's going to be great. Now, if you have not seen NXT up to this point, I would not recommend starting out with this episode. I would recommend going to cocosports.com and then going to our video on demand section, and via magic, you can watch some old episodes of NXT. I would at least recommend watching last week's, because that's what they're referencing the most this week on this show was what happened last week, and this week was kind of the fallout from it and trying to rebuild people and starting the road out to TakeOver. But overall, it was a good show. If you're a hardcore NXT fan and by some chance you've missed it, you're just double checking with me to see if it's worth your time watching. Yes, it is. Go check it out. So I think right now NXT it's a solid show. It's the best program that WWE's putting on. How the hell this is even connected to WWE is beyond me. But it works. I like it. In fact, I actually don't miss. Like, I missed Raw like this past week, and I honestly don't feel like I missed anything. But I feel like if I missed this NXT, I'd be missing something. I'm really enjoying NXT, and I think it's great. Oh, and I want to give a shout-out to Fran Yelly, who's watching us live. Thank you very much, sir. If you guys got any questions, you can put them in here. I guess some people want to know about about some of the newsy stuff going on. So I'll speak briefly on that one. I got a request to talk about this, and it was TNA's deal. TNA, they're going to Destination America. And for those of you who are not familiar with that channel, you're not alone. It's part of the Discovery Channel family. I actually looked it up. I've actually got Verizon, Fios is my cable provider. And yes, while my cable provider does have that channel, I don't get it because it's like a higher tier package you would have to subscribe to. And don't even get me started on fucking like cable companies. Like my cable company, it's like I don't hate them, but I've really got some serious questions, and it's like they can't promise me like 200 channels. And I'm like, wow, that's great, 200 channels. Not so fast, my fellow friend. I get like the same channel like 3 times, and no, I'm not making that up. One is just regular, it's like standard definition. The next is like the same set of channels but in high definition, and then the third set around because fuck it, why not? I thought it was good, maybe because it was going to be in Spanish, but no, that's not the case. Just all kinds of, and to me, I'm just like, I kind of wish that I could buy my cable a la carte, just kind of pick for the channels I want to pay for. I think it's one of those, if you charge like $5 a channel, or you can get like any 10 channels for like $50, like $40 or something. I think you could make more money doing that way, but it's neither here nor there. Now, as far as how do I feel about TNA going over to Destination America? I'm not going to criticize it. Why? Because if you have a chance to get a TV deal, just take it. Just take it. I mean, if me and Dave had the opportunity to do what we do on television, I don't care if this show aired on BET at 3 in the morning on a Tuesday. I would fucking take it, because you got to get on TV first, and then if you get it on TV, then there's the chance to move up from there, move to a better time slot, move to a better channel, move to better production values. So I'm not going to criticize that, because if people are like, well, they should have waited. No, I mean, seriously, you got to strike when the iron's hot, and you got to get it. Now, they're talking about doing a rebranding, like new logo, new everything. That was sent out by a tweet with one of the higher-ups with TNA. So I look at it this way, and you're looking... they're going to do some taping, which should happen right around the time NXT TakeOver is going on. But it looks like they're done, and I think they should debut. I'm thinking, if it's not at the end of December, it's going to be the beginning of 2015. And here you go. So I actually do wish them the best of luck, but at this point, I can't watch it because I don't have Destination America. And I don't know, and at least now I've got an excuse not to watch them, because, I mean, when they're on Spike TV, I totally get Spike. I even watch Spike. I love watching Bar Rescue, but I just never did, watch it. I just always put it off, found some kind of excuse. Now I actually have an excuse. While I do have Destination America, I'm not subscribed to it. So, yeah, that's looking at it. I mean, that's I think it's a great move by TNA. Best of luck. I hope things turn around for them. I really do. I hope they get the ship righted. I mean, it's only what 47% of households. Yeah, it's going to be a channel that not everyone gets for less money, but it's better than 0% of households for no money. So maybe this is the thing that'll turn them around, or maybe this is just how the candle finally burns out for TNA. So let's tell you what. Let me let's see if we got any questions or comments from the Internet Infantry, because that's about all there really is going on here. Of course, we'll have more stuff. Nope, nothing else going on. So if you're going to get any questions in, go ahead and get it in. But if not, I think this is going to wrap it up. But in the meantime, I want to encourage everybody to check us out at KOCOsports.com. That's KOCOsports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes mixed martial arts, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, taekwondo, kickboxing, judo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we got it covered there. We've got all of the news that you want that you can use. We've got a lovely little gossip section. We've got a health and fitness section. We've got our video on demand section. So if you happen to miss NXT or you want to watch TNA, you can watch it via Magic there. So be sure to check it out. It's okay to be a passionate fan there, and it's where the world goes to kick ass. So this is Boom Boom here, and I want to thank everyone. So until then, and this is for my partner, Dave Kokotis, I am over.